Hello everybody, welcome back to Matty Reacts, the channel where I take a look at things I've never watched or listened to before. And today we're taking a third trip into the new Will Young album, Light It Up, with the title track Light It Up, which is out today as a single. And this time I left it a little bit later in the day, because last time when I covered Midnight, I covered the song, and then a few hours later the video came out. But I'd already listened to the song and I didn't feel like watching the video was going to add too much in terms of what I could say about it. So I waited this time, and lo and behold, about 2 hours ago as of me recording this, the video came out. So we're going to take a look at what this is. Now, with it being the title track, I'm hoping for something that that's really good. That I'm not sure if it's going to be an upbeat number or a ballad, but whichever it is, or whatever the song ends up being like, it should do it well, because to me a title track represents the album, especially a title track that is a single represents the album more than any other song on it. So shall we take a look at what we've got? Okay. Some nice dancing.
I love the way that you strut when you step, cause it's who you are. And I love the skirts and the shirts that you wear, cause it's who you are.
Oh, I like this.
Don't change the way that you talk, can't you see that you come so far?
And I like the shoulders on the
Don't
outfit.
let them change you. You got something, and it's always showing. Crying too bright now to stop it glowing.
It's a very weird video,
Light it up,
but like weird in a good way.
time to show it. You're too strong to be tied too close now to keep on going. Don't waste who you
Right, before I get too far into it, I really like this. So what this has done is it's taken the catchiness, the sort of, before this project came about, he spent a lot of time on social media saying, I'm going back to my pop roots, like he'd spent ages away from pop. I don't think he had, but I know what he means. Like the stereotypical catchy Scandi pop is kind of what he was referring to. Now this has elements of that, however it's not like 80s influenced Scandi pop like the first song was. It's not like an introspective, pensive number like Midnight was. This is the only way can I really explain it is if you've listened to Will Young before this album, I would say it's split into two sort of main types of album, right? So you've got the albums that are like electropop, synthy, atmospheric bangers, which is, you know, Lexicon, those sort of albums. But then you've also got like the earlier works, like the Friday's Child album, Keep On, and things like that. And this sounds a lot like the earlier albums in terms of the sound of the song, but it sounds like those but amped up, like Scandi pop sometimes is. That's kind of the only way I can really explain it. So to me this is kind of the best of both worlds of the new stuff and the old stuff coming together. And I think I've read a few I've read a few things online where I know the Will Young fan community weren't particularly too bothered about either of the first two in some cases, because it represented something that they, you know, directions they didn't necessarily want him to go with. And you know, I think that they have a good point that, you know, he did very well with the old style of music for a long time, but you can't stay still as a pop artist. I think I've said this before. I think if you are like a rock act or a metal act or whatever, I think you can change and evolve, but you still have to keep part of yourself within the music. I think it's only really in pure pop music where you can fully reinvent yourself each album and get away with it, and have nothing from your previous music left in there, because the point of being a pop artist is to try and make the next thing that you think is going to be popular. It's not the only point, but it's one of the points. And you know, I think this sounds like it's got to the point where he's gone, right, I really like the old music I used to make. I've really enjoyed the newer music I've made. What if we mix them together? And I think this is going to probably be the fan favourite out of the 3 singles so far, knowing what I know about the community. Yeah, let's see what else we've got. It's only a 2-minute 53 song. It's under the 3-minute mark.
I love the way that you groove to your tune, 'cause it took you out. I love the sass and the way that you laugh, 'cause it took you out. So touching.
Plus, it's just, you know, it's a very positive message, isn't it? People like a song with a positive message.
The way that you walk, can't you see that you come so far? Don't let them change you. You've got something that's always showing. Oh, light it up. Let them know it. You're too loud to be crying, too bright now to stop it.
Love the piano line in the back.
Light it up now. Time to show it. You're too strong to be tired, too close now to keep on going. Don't waste who you are.
Ooh. Yeah, these ad-libs are very Will Young. Yes. I've got some thoughts. I'm going to let the song finish. And there we go. There's the end of the song. Good job I didn't pause it, eh? So, I've got some thoughts. Like I said, like halfway through the song, I really enjoy it. I think it's a good mix of his old music and his new music coming together. I think it's gonna be a bit of a fan favourite from the 3 from this album so far. Given that I know that some chunks of the fan base didn't like the first song, some didn't like the second, a small amount didn't like either. I think most people liked one or the other, but some people didn't like either. I think everyone or almost everyone will like this one because it's very reminiscent of those earlier albums. He did a song actually a long time ago called Try Again, which was on the soundtrack for one of the 101 Dalmatians films. Not the originals, but one of the sort of mid-2000s ones. It was on the soundtrack for that, and it might have been on the end credits. And this reminds me very much of that, and I think you could easily find this song as the end credit song on a sort of feel-good coming-of-age movie. And I think, you know, that's not necessarily a bad way to pitch it, and it really wouldn't surprise me if that was the case, if over the next couple of months this ended up on the soundtrack to a feel-good summer hit. I think it's easily the most accessible of the 3 songs. I still don't know whether I prefer this or Falling Deep. I like them both for different reasons. They're sort of on a level for me. I think Midnight is still my least favourite of the 3. It's still a good song, but it's just I don't think it's as accessible as a song to listen to. I don't think you could, if you played all 3 songs to someone who'd never heard of Will Young before and never listened to any of his music, I think Midnight would be the one that people would struggle with the most. I think the other 2 are a lot more catchy, a lot more pop friendly, a lot more radio friendly. And you know, if you're posting on your social media saying you're making a album full of pop bangers, then you've kind of got to go for the ones that sound most radio friendly, as the highlights of the album, I think. But yes, thank you very much for dropping by. I will react to more of these as they come out. I might even react to the album when it comes out. We'll see, or whatever's left of the album. I think it's about a month until it comes out now. So yeah, thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you again for another reaction video very soon.